Good afternoon, good people. Hopefully, you all are doing well. Hopefully, you had an amazing week so far. This is the Real Life Real Estate Investing Show, where we talk about real life real estate situations, but we bring you real life real estate solutions. But nonetheless, all right, we got that all in check. But listen, I have today with me some amazing guests. They have some amazing information that they're going to share with you. Um, I can go on and on about these two amazing people, but I definitely want to bring them on to have them share some things about themselves as well. But I want to make sure you all know. Some of you chime in. I want to make sure you all click on the link below the comments so we can see your comments so that we can showcase them when they come up. So, so the guests that are going to be speaking can know if you have any questions, so certainly bring your questions and your comments and things like that. They certainly want to hear from you. Also, I've been told that I should ask you if you want to support the show. There's a link to the Cash App for you want to drop a donation for the show. And if this information is valuable to you at all, certainly go ahead and hit that link as well. So without further ado, my guest, some of the superstars, some of the superheroes, I swear both of them got capes under their shirts because they're always doing some amazing things. I've seen them go, what's the saying that Superman had, faster than a locomotive, and they can leap tall buildings in a single bound. Without further ado, my guests today are Marcus Merritt and Miss Nicole Hunter. Listen, thank you all so much for joining me today. I did my best. I might have botched up y'all's introduction because there's so many amazing things to say about you, and I wanted to try and do it in a couple seconds, but trying to fit all that greatness into a couple seconds is kind of challenging. But I want to give you both an opportunity to share with the folks who you are, and then we'll get into some of the things you all got going on.
Okay, perfect. Nicole, you start?
Oh, hi, I'm Nicole Hunter, and I'm with United Real Estate Investment Group. I'm an investor and a realtor. I do custom design and build homes, and we have a team of people such as Marcus Merritt that work collectively with us, and we call ourselves the Collectives to make dreams come true. That's pretty much it.
And my name's Marcus Merritt, and I'm the owner of 3M Marketing Acquisitions, a social media marketing company focused on working with real estate professionals and small business owners to kind of help them grow their business and their brand online using social media.
Yep, absolutely.
Y'all were very, very humble, and your humility shines through. But listen, I want to really get folks to understand some of the things that you all do. I know we have our titles and things, but the titles don't really do us the justice that they should. And the things that I did a post on Monday. The Monday Morning Mindset Makeover moment is, what is your superpower? And I talked about some of the things that we possess. And I know in our field, we have a title like, mentor, coach, marketing person, project manager. But I don't think people get what goes into all of the things that are behind those few little words, right? Y'all have everything going on over there. Y'all got everything. Y'all got contracting. Y'all got a licensed contractor. Nicole's the designer. Marcus got the marketing. Now, what are y'all missing? I mean, are y'all hiring? Can I get a job? I can sleep up the back room or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, I start off just being a real estate investor. And that simply was us buying properties at a discounted price and taking that property and rehabbing it and selling it, and selling it to a family who's in such needs. And now we have pretty much trended even further. Now we're into custom building, where we're custom building homes on lots that we purchase. And with that, we got to have a team of people to make that happen. We actually have great subs. We finally are getting our own subs, and that is helping us get these projects done timely and professionally and efficiently. And within code, and with that, my husband had went full time last March to study for his general contractor's license, and he got it in September of last year. And here we go. He just actually sent me a text. Somebody stopped him and wanted me to look at buying 6 lots. So we need money. We need money. So pretty much from there, I also became a licensed realtor in 2019. So with that, that helps me be able to source and farm for more deals, and in turn sell our projects without me having to take commission aside trying to save money. But there are projects I will, take a commission on so that I can get paid personally and not just out of my company. And we need to have a show about that, how to properly manage your company, and not commingle your funds between business and personal. So we need to set that up next time, Glenn, so we can get people to understand the importance of make sure you set up your foundation, and that is your company, your accounting, your payroll, all of those things that are very important. So that's pretty much what I do, and not to mention that I do a lot of designing. Design. My day stays extremely busy trying to get things, design, redesign, changes, orders, all kinds of things. So yeah, and then Marcus is the marketing guru, who I absolutely don't have time for. Puts everything out there in the social media of what we're actually are doing. I actually hardly ever look at my Facebook, because he manages all that. So
Wow.
that's pretty much where we are.
So I want to rewind just a little bit, because you kind of glazed over that, and I admit I missed it too. I apologize. You are CPA or tax advisor as well?
I'm a tax professional. I did not become a CPA.
Okay. But still, I mean, you still have the ability I mean, like you mentioned, teaching people about, commingling, how they shouldn't be commingling their funds and how to keep their finances in order and payroll and all that. Yeah, we want to make sure people understand that you do that as well. So, they understand who they're going to be dealing with. Great.
Yeah, I do have a tax business, and it's fully operational right now. Typically, we slow back after May, but this year it's going to be a little different because the IRS decided to extend the time to file. So we're probably going to be full time in this office until the end of the summer, and then we'll slow back a little bit and close the office on appointments only. But yes, I have been preparing tax returns, business tax returns, setting up business corporations for people since 2009. I am scaling back, doing some of that, and kind of offloading it to other accountants to do it. But I pretty much prepare returns for both personal and business.
Wow.
For sure.
Absolutely. Good deal.
That's why I'm so busy too. But I hired someone. That's the key. You got to hire someone. I hired someone now that's helping me 100% do most of the returns this year. So
Okay. Great stuff.
yeah.
Great stuff.
What about you, Marcus? I said a boatload of stuff. Okay.
Let's talk about, I mean, I know we're going to get into United, but let's tell folks about what 3M marketing is. Now, is it Marcus Merritt marketing? What is the 3M?
Yes. Exactly. That's essentially the idea I had when I first set it up,
Okay.
And like I tell you all the time, this wasn't even a company I wanted to start. It more so started with investor friends had seen me having success using, the social media platform, and were like, hey, can you help me with mine? Help me with yours. After the fourth or fifth person, I was like, this is a totally separate business that I need to probably take advantage of. And so then I just kind of have grown it out since then. And like Nicole said, the last year or so, we've both been getting so busy now trying to focus more on real estate that now I've had to hire 2, 3 other people to essentially kind of help me run the social media company day-to-day operations.
It sound like good problems to have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
not bad.
Sound like
Not
what you're
bad
saying.
problems at all.
Right. So the marketing, you also teach classes on the social media, right?
I do, yeah. We actually had a webinar about 2 weeks ago. We had 17 people that signed up for it, which was really good. And it was kind of like a beginning intro webinar to basically like how to set up your social media, how to use it for your business, what platform you should be on, kind of that how-to guide. Because a lot of people, even nowadays, still don't understand how to use that. I mean, I see people all the time who are like, I took this real estate class and I paid $10,000 and I cold called and I door knocked and send mailers and no leads. And I'm like, oh, are you on Facebook? Are you on Instagram? Are you, using YouTube? And they're like, no. And I'm like, that's free. I don't understand why you would have used those platforms instead of spending all this money on mailers and driving around using gas, when you could be doing the same online. So
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
But that's absolutely true. I don't know why that's not like one of the like what, Marcus, I think we have to, you gave me an idea. I think part of the course that I have, like I talk about marketing on social media in my course, but I think it would help to have someone with quite a bit more insight. So we might have to collaborate on something. You just gave me an idea. Uh,
yeah, I'm always down.
so now with the marketing, and I'm kind of figuring out how you all married these together. With the marketing and so you do marketing, and you both do project management. And
Mhm.
of course you have your own projects that you manage. Um, what do you do? So tell me, what's a day in the life of Marcus and Nicole? Like, well, I mean, what do you guys do on a day-to-day basis besides run circles around me?
I would say now we're really trying to streamline it more so that each person has their kind of individual things that we're focusing on, and we're not all running rampant. I think, like Nicole said as well, Michael definitely becoming a licensed contractor really helped. Because now, as far as being on the job site every day at every minute, that doesn't have to be us anymore.
Mm-mm.
So we can now kind of check in, like she said, go over things. Maybe make a punch list that they can follow up on, check on the flow of where subs are and what they're doing, order material. So that kind of stuff we can now do instead of actually having to be there. Like Nicole said as well, right now we're in the middle of tax season, so she is, as well with taxes. She is still an agent, so she gets leads that way. I'm still trying to run the marketing company. So, we try to really delegate and focus tasks so that, everybody has their individual roles. I think that was one of the biggest things, like she said, is that, once you start to grow, you have to, grow and add people onto your team as well. And you'll realize you really can't do it all because it'll just easily come crumbling down.
Yeah, you gotta have people in place to help combat some of the areas that you were focusing on. And one thing that I learned as an entrepreneur, at some point you have to remove yourself as a technician in your business, and you have to hire and bring someone in to take over what you've already mastered and learned. Once you do that, you become very successful. And I think we're on the road to that successful path, and it's taken a long time for me to get to that point, but I'm there, and I'm ready to just keep, on that same path until we crash. That's all I'm saying.
Well, it's interesting. I got to say that I've definitely seen the growth in both of you and the things that you all have accomplished in a short amount of time. So my hat definitely goes off to you for the things that I've seen that you've actually built from the ground up. I mean, not just the business, but the houses that you've actually built from the ground up, literally. So I'm going to be coming to that class. uh, so tell us about.
That sounds like something we need to start doing next. Maybe teaching a class on how to become a successful investor.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I won't charge the $10,000 that everybody else charge.
What you talking about?
When? Okay, we lost you for a minute.
Oh, what you talking about?
I ain't gonna be charging no 10,000. I ain't talking about you, but who you know, there's some folks out there, you know. I think we
So,
can get away with a couple of $1,000 for a couple
well,
of days of
listen.
training.
Yeah.
Here's the thing that I've actually come to learn is, um, it's not the cost so much as the value that you provide. And and for me,
Mhm.
and I'm sure for you all as well, you all have something that you can offer that's very valuable. And the value of what you have to offer is something that if someone learns it, can definitely be something that they can earn some significant income over the lifetime. Right. So a one-time investment of $10,000 to be able to get to the point of making $1 million is, a drop in the bucket. That's what I learned. Um, and that's
Yeah.
I guess that's where you look at the scalability of what you have to offer. Like, teaching a class on how to build houses. I mean, come on, like that's very valuable. I mean, I'd pay $10,000 to come to that class if I had to, but I'll take the
I
I'll take
think
the
the
federal.
main thing too, though, Glenn, is that people, once you get that education, you have to do something with it. Far too many times, and Nicole can agree, we've seen people who have taken these courses, paid more than 10,000. You know what I mean? And they're
Yes.
not doing anything with it. So that I want to say, what's the point? We want to make sure that people, if they get education and learn how to do it, you're actually now going out and putting that to use, and you're not just sitting on it, because then
Right.
you really just wasted your money.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean,
That's
and
something to
to
think
that
about.
point though,
Maybe we
Mark.
should all three collaborate.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm 100% open to that. I love you guys. Absolutely, I'm open to that. But I would say, I mean, to your point, Marcus, you made a very good point.
Yeah.
And I would say to that point is it doesn't matter what someone invests in their education. It's all about what's behind what they're willing to do with the education, right? I mean, you get people that spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to school that
Yeah.
end up using
I
their
agree.
degree, don't use the degrees that they go to school for, right? The college is not going to give you a discount because
Mm-hmm.
they're not going to give you a refund because you didn't use what they taught you, right? Um, so I think in the
Right.
Mhm.
education, one of the things in the education that many of us provide is tapping into whatever that thing is that the person initially brought to the table to be able to accomplish from what they learned. I mean, because what we do isn't for everybody, but you will have some people that will
Yeah.
invest 20, $30,000 to
Mm-hmm.
think that it's for them, and when they realize what they're actually learning is much more than what was presented. And I'll say it this way. Some people teach people, oh, you can get into real estate,
Mm-hmm.
no money, no
Mm-hmm.
credit. Yeah, you can. However, you got to put in the work for it to be a sustainable business.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's only going to
Absolutely.
go so far.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm sure like with what both of you do
Yeah.
with marketing, you can, you'll use the saying. I think somebody else used it before on the show that was with me. You can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make them drink, right?
But you can't make them drink.
Exactly. I mean, you now we many of us, I'm sure you all have led plenty of horses. We'll use the metaphor of horses to the water, and you showed them how to drink it. You've even poured some of the water down their throat, and they spit it back out.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me about
Good
how
stuff.
United came together. United Real Estate Investors Group. I want to make sure I get all the acronyms right. So how did that come together?
United Real Estate Investment Group. Well, it all started when I decided to leave the mortgage industry and take my money and invest it into myself. And we started with the notions that it's going to be real easy. All you needed to do is find a house and renovate it and sell it and make money. Well, my husband said it's not going to work like that. We need to buy into some sort of education so that we can decide whether or not this is something for us. And then we heard about Fortune Builders, and we joined that team, and we paid that money, and we took some classes. We even flew to San Francisco, and San Diego, and took the week courses on how to be a successful real estate investor. And after that, we came back still not knowing where to start. So that's when I decided to put the businesses part of it in place. So that's when I came up with the business name, and that's when I formulated what actions that we're going to put in place to begin. And still, then we didn't know what direction we were going in. But once we got it, then we just took off from there. But it wasn't easy. I dumped a big chunk of money into it, and we're still trying to get most of it back. But at the end of the day, you got to stay with it and stay hard, and that's really what drives us now, and that's what keeps United Real Estate Investment Group together. Even our construction business now, we have offspring that from the United Real Estate Investment Group to URE Construction, so that Michael can have his own vehicle to manage his construction side of the business. I continue to run the investment side of the business. So that's pretty much how we started, how we ended, and how we're still going. So I guess ending is not really what I meant to say is how we started in the middle, and now we're still
where we at.
Where we at, yeah.
Right.
So that's pretty much how things, it's just a lot more into the that. A lot of tears and crying, and want to kick somebody in the ass all the time. But at the end of the day, we're still here. We're still here.
Exactly. And again, what you
For
said,
sure. That's it.
what you said, is basically what we were talking about. You made the investment in yourself, right? And you took the education, like, even though we'll call it
Yeah.
30,000, we'll call it 40,000, whatever the investment was. That was a foundation that you didn't let be sinking sand. Like, you continued to build on that. And now you're in the business of doing what you initially started out to go, what you went to the education course for, right? Let me ask you a question. This is a question that I want to ask, and this is for both of you, because I'm sure you both of you have been on either side of this. What makes a person get that much education, or get that much knowledge, or even investing that much in the education? What makes them not follow through, in your opinion? Why don't people follow through on the information that they've obtained?
Because they're scared. I think they're more scared to implement it and put it into place. You gotta stick your foot out there in order for you to land somewhere. And some people just don't want to pull the trigger. Um, and it's all about what they have in their bank account too. So some people see that they don't feel like they have enough money to invest in themselves when it comes to getting into this business. However, but you did invest into education, that you gave up some of your life savings, because some of this is some of these folks' life savings.
Absolutely.
And if you give up $40,000 to go to take an educational course, then you should have a plan of action in place once you finish that course. And I think that's where the drawback is, that people don't have any plans or any actions that they can implement and put into place. And that's probably why they don't move forward.
I also think too, like, growing up in schools nowadays, they don't teach you that being an entrepreneur, being a business owner is a sustainable career, You're always taught, you graduate high school, then you go to college, and then you might go to get a master's or a PhD, and it's just like schooling is just like what you're taught. They're not teaching you like, hey, you could graduate high school, and if you feel like you have a different path than what school is, then here's your options and here's what you can do. So a lot of times people, like you said, later in life maybe discover this, and at that point, you're right, they're scared to jump off that cliff and just do it because it's not what they're taught. It's not ingrained in us at a younger age to know that this can potentially be an avenue or path for you that you can take. So, and I would love that people will hopefully, with COVID that just happened, saw everything that happened, change their mindset on that. So.
Absolutely.
I just want to kind of reiterate some of the things that Nicole touched on, which is the reasons why some people don't follow through. Some people are afraid. Some people even though they make the investment in themselves, oftentimes they don't believe, even after have made the investment, they don't believe that it's possible for them to be able to achieve a certain level of success. I've watched it all too often where people will pay tens of thousands of dollars only to come up short on what they initially started out as being their dream. And my most humble opinion, I'll say humble, is that they don't have a big enough reason why they're doing something. Most people will invest in something, that most people will invest in their education, um, only because they believe it's a path to make money. And while that is not a bad reason to have for doing something, of course, you want to be able to put yourself in a position to earn from investing in things that you will eventually learn. But you have to have a strong enough reason why you get started in anything in the first place, in my opinion. I was told before by one of my mentors, your why should make you cry. And if you don't have a good enough reason why you're getting involved in any business, I mean, especially real estate being one of the ones that is probably most one of the most intense type of businesses to get into, because there's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of things that people aren't 100% clear on when they start the journey on to or into becoming a real estate investor. And oftentimes you won't know what all of those moving parts are up front. There's no way to be able to tell you easily that you're going to catch hell in this business. And that is what happens to a lot of people, but they don't prepare themselves mentally, or even people that are educating them don't always prepare them mentally for the challenges they will eventually face. Right? Is real estate investing hard? I guess it depends on how you look at it. It's all relative. It depends on how what your hard is. For me, it's hard to be not it's hard not being able to sustain myself, to sustain myself. I won't say broke, I won't use that word, but it's hard being without. It's hard, I mean, because those are the times that you have to look at what you could be doing. And I've been on both ends of the spectrum. I've been, I've had a lot and I lost a lot. I've had a lot and I didn't use what I had to regain more of what I could be regaining. But yeah, I mean, as I was saying that, a lot of people don't continue what they're on the path of being able to accomplish something is because they don't have a big enough reason why, in my opinion. And it's no matter how much you invest, $10,000 or $100, if you don't put the work behind what you're looking to accomplish, you're not gonna, be able to maintain for very long. But I just want to know if there's any follow up or follow through that you had with any of that.
Well, no, not really. But I think that we should put our own class together and then have a class after that class to get people on the track of success.
Well, I'll say this too. What we started kind of implementing is essentially for a long time we were having those type of people that were contacting myself and Nicole. They would say, "Hey, we love what you're doing," or "Hey, we see what you're doing, and we want to connect with you." Whether it be, help us find a rehab or potentially project management for us, and this and this. And these people weren't following through. And essentially, me and Nicole both said, at the end of the day, it's as bad or good as it sounds, like sometimes you have to put a dollar amount on that to get people to believe you. So now we said we won't even meet you unless you pay this consultation fee. It's not saying that we think we're so much better than that we deserve this money up front, but more so once you put that money down, we're gonna know you're a little more serious and more willing to do business and take yourself serious rather than potentially investing your time and our time to not go anywhere further. So
Absolutely.
So they said that invoice separates the real from the fake.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
And here's the thing: people get intimidated. I mean, those of us that are educators, even some of us get intimidated by putting a price tag on what it is that we have to offer. I know for a long time I did. You know, I thought even though I was good at what I do in the business of real estate investing, I was wondering if I was good enough to be able to teach people. Right.
Mhm.
And you know, one of the things that I come to understand, if you can do a thing, you can teach a thing. But not everybody should be a teacher,
No.
right? Not everybody should be a teacher. But I mean, especially in the business of real estate, because a lot of times, let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. A lot of the times, even though we know what we're doing, we have to be creative, right? I won't say we fly by the seat of our pants. It probably happens more often than we should. They should, but we have to be creative, and then that creativity comes from the experience that we have. And
Mhm.
that's the part that I think that doesn't get imparted in the people that come to us for education.
Yeah.
A lot of people give you all the technical jargon. Put this square peg into this square hole. But what often doesn't happen is what happens if you have a square peg and there are no more square holes?
Mhm. Yeah,
Exactly.
I agree.
Yeah. Um, and I'm sure with doing development the way you guys are doing it, I mean, I'm talking about modern builds, and I mean I mean that is all mind. Like you have to have a visualization of what this dirt is going to eventually turn into.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and imagine being able to teach that and share that with people. That would be very valuable.
Yeah, I'm sure people, even investors now, probably had the same mindset I had when Nicole was like, "Let's do a new build versus a rehab," and I'm like, "You mean from the ground, like dirt, and then build it? Like that sounds like a lot of work, you
Right.
know?" I think it's that kind of scared notion of you don't know, you've never done it before. So, like she said, you're putting all your fear and all your hopes and everything into this one thing, and you just got to sometimes be confident enough to know you're going to come out on the end. And
Yeah.
now, after I've seen the process 2-3 times now, I think new builds are way better than rehabs.
Yeah.
You know, you are now able to see everything from start to finish.
Absolutely.
You're not buying a house, knocking on a wall and hoping there's no asbestos back there, or hoping that, you know, the flooring's not all gone, or, you know, all that stuff that, you know, as real estate investors, you know, we worry about when you buy a house. So I think that's, again, like one of those notions that people have always had, and maybe we have to start changing their mindset on that. So
Yep, absolutely. I agree. So should we go ahead and host us a class and set it up for late
Listen,
summer?
Nicole has said it, and it shall be done.
Well, let's hashtag a date when we in this call today, and let's start putting that into motion.
Absolutely,
well,
absolutely,
Glenn is going to be on Wind Down Wednesday tonight with us.
definitely,
yeah.
definitely.
And
Yes,
at
yes.
7, which will be good. And we'll have a list of topics and stuff we can talk about. I definitely think one topic we're definitely going to have to talk about is wholesalers in Atlanta.
Yes.
That's
Woo!
every time
Woo!
I'm like, we got to wait till we have somebody on that knows about it. And tonight's
Yeah.
at night, because it's like, when I tell you, Nicole and I, probably between the two of us, probably get 150 emails a day, and 149 of them are garbage. That's the
And then
truth.
it's not even just that. There are some other people are posting other people's wholesale deals, so you got it coming 3 or 4 different emails from people. Yeah, daisy chaining the hell out of other people's wholesale deals.
My team meeting this morning, we did about, you know, our team meeting is typically about an hour, but I think I went to an hour and a half, maybe an hour and 45 minutes talking about that very same topic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because a part of my team members they're actually analyzing all the emails that we get in, and you said 150 a day. It's about that many, and it's about 2 or 3 from the same 2 or 3 people that are
Yeah.
sending somebody else's deals. And I'm like, yeah, every time y'all catch that, market.
Yes. Yes.
I'm not even scared to call them out now. Before, I didn't want to hurt their feelings. But even recently, I had to like email the owner of this company called Keegley because I kept unsubscribing to their emails, but I didn't realize they actually sell franchises now, wholesale
Yes.
franchises. So another franchise owner would, I guess, add me to their email list, and I would start getting them again. And I was like, I didn't understand it. I mean, I guess in a sense their business model is smart, because, you know, they basically built this name on this company and now just sell it to other people. But I would, as a business owner, this is what I told him. I would want to know who is representing my company. And for somebody to be representing your company using your name and doing business the way they're doing, I don't think that shines a good light on you. So,
and you would think that they would have, like, every franchise, I believe, you know, I mean, we'll use McDonald's as an example. You have to go through an extensive amount of training. I mean, even the We Buy Houses guys, you know, We Buy Ugly Houses guys, I think you have to go through an extensive amount of training in order to be able to be a part of that franchise.
exactly.
And for that company, and I get several emails from them as well. I've unsubscribed 2 of my, I don't know how I get on, like, I got several different emails, and it's like they find me.
They find you. They do. They even started texting you now. Have you get the text?
I get the text messages.
You get the text too, right?
Yes. And again, like you said, I mean, I can't knock their we'll call it their hustle, right? Because of course, at the end of the day, they're looking to make money. But if they have multiple different franchises, and I'm like, are they trading lists between each other?
Possibly. I would think so.
Yeah, I think so.
That could potentially be it. Because at the end of the day, you look at it, the franchisor, they make money with no matter which franchisee sells the property, right?
Yeah.
You know, and maybe they get a higher percentage based on who sells the property. I mean, who knows? Who knows how their model is?
Yeah.
But, you know, hey, listen, I think we should start a franchise.
Maybe. Look, the real life real estate investing franchise. Start just selling it.
Yes, indeed. Marcus, I think you might be on to something. Yes, indeed. But man, listen, I'm so we're gonna get back into Wind Down Wednesday. We did mention that we did give the people a little bit of a glimpse of what that is. Let's talk about what that is, how it started, and what is the actual ongoing plans for Wind Down Wednesday.
Yeah, so I mean, I think actually we started it right when COVID happened.
Okay.
I mean, myself and Nicole not only love to connect with people and chat and talk with people, especially other real estate professionals, but we like wine and we like to chat over wine. I mean, you know, to me, I love going to have a drink or have dinner and talk real estate for 2 hours. I could do it, you know, or even just talk current events in general, you know, having what I call grown folks discussions, you know. And so with Wind Down Wednesday, I think that was kind of our thing, is we wanted to be able to connect with people, obviously online, you know, and be able to have those discussions. So let's talk about where the housing market is. But also let's talk about, you know, what are Black people doing to move forward in this country in the next 12 months, you know, and those type of discussions we're able to have. And then, you know, even now with obviously, you know, us being hopefully on the back end of COVID and stuff starting to open up more, I mean, we still like it. We still want to keep it going. We're just having a discussion recently about maybe we start during, you know, over the summer and such, start doing some in-person events and have like a panel and kind of open it up to where, you know, people can ask questions and stuff. So
absolutely. And listen, I gotta say, I'm always, you know, I sneak in and peek in every now and then. You know, I'll be honest, on some of those Wednesdays I fall asleep before y'all get started.
That's why we're gonna do it at 7 tonight. I was like, look,
we're gonna move
okay, good.
8 o'clock is too late. 8 o'clock is now too late for me too, because I work my butt off all day and I'm dead tired by the time the evening comes in, and I'm trying to go to bed so I can get up in the morning. So
yeah, and I'm actually on folding clothes duty tonight, so I'm gonna still
okay.
I'm gonna still be on. Actually, because, you know, I'm traveling tomorrow, so I got to get all my stuff together tonight. But but listen, you know, when you all call and say it's going down, I said I'm there. I'm reporting for duty. Whatever I got to do, I'm there.
Sounds like a plan.
It's an opportunity to be able to serve with you all. So listen, let's talk about now. We talked a little bit about it, and I want to see if it's safe to continue the conversation about what's happening on Saturday.
Yes. So we're doing a walkthrough on Saturday.
Okay.
It's actually funny because almost a year ago, last year, we were going to do another walkthrough at the other property in Gus Thornhill. And obviously, right then it's kind of right when COVID was really
Right.
big. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, just a lot of people didn't feel comfortable coming out. Obviously, we were kind of still unknown with everything going on. So we ended up canceling it. So a lot of people I know that wanted to come to that didn't get a chance to come, kind of chat with us in person and meet. So I think it is kind of awesome that a year later now, we're able to kind of represent that with not just one, but two properties.
Right.
So,
Yes, two.
Wow.
yeah, they're side by side. And, I think it's a good opportunity, like you said, for people who are wanting to get into this, to come meet us, to learn how we kind of do things. For people that are in this, to kind of network and see how we can grow and collaborate together. We would love, obviously, to find some private money lenders who want to give us more money so we can buy more properties. And then just learn about East Point. I think a lot of people, the investor saying, trust me, is when people send you an East Point deal, you just automatically delete it and keep it moving,
Right.
But we will gladly take those East Point deals, because that's like our niche, you find your niche. And you stay with it because now you're not having to compete with the 100 other investors that's buying in Atlanta or buying in Gwinnett or Marietta or wherever they're buying at this week. You build your own niche and kind of stay there. So
and we actually got an announcement to make, on these two properties as well too. So.
Oh yeah, we have some awesome news. So you got to be there to find out. We'll tell you after this, Glenn, since you're not.
Okay. Good. Look, I was gonna say, don't keep me in suspense. I can't be there, so I want to know. No, but so it's happening this Saturday. What time and what's the location?
12 noon. And the address
is 1384 Lyle Avenue, East Point, Georgia.
Okay.
30344. For everyone to come out and speak to us live on how to be successful in real estate, in new construction and rehabbing.
It's LYLE.
LYLE.
Okay, and that's the rehab walkthrough. We'll make sure we put that in there. This is actually supposed to be. We'll put that in the comments. 1384 Lyle Avenue rehab walkthrough. So now you guys mentioned two properties. So is it going to start here and go? You guys are going to go to the other?
Yes.
Yeah, it's right next door.
Oh, okay, great.
Side by side.
Side by side.
Okay, and are they complete or are they still in the midst of being developed?
They're still in the realm of being built. One of them is at sheetrock and the other one is not. One of them is at rough, so they'll be able to see both sides.
Yeah.
Wow, absolutely amazing.
The funny thing too is, Glenn, and I don't know if you're super familiar with East Point, but this street here, when I linked up with Nicole about 2.5 years ago, was desolate. 3 years ago, it was desolate, Glenn.
Wow.
When I say desolate, I mean she called me to meet me over there. I locked my doors twice. Like I had to make sure they were locked. I was like, okay, this is rough. I mean, it was one house on that street that had been renovated and looked nice. I think she said Habitat for Humanity had did it.
Yep.
And then she had just bought 2 other properties over there, and they were getting ready to start on them. And so it's crazy now because people that are familiar with it will be able to see this. Literally, this whole street has done a complete 180. I mean, almost the entire street now, except for 1 or 2 houses on this street, are all renovated and newly built, and it's just you've seen a whole neighborhood basically just reinvigorate themselves.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, and that's usually how some of these things come along. Somebody's got to do it. And just happen to be people with deep pockets like y'all.
But we need people with deeper pockets to give us some more money. See,
got it. Okay.
Now we're trying to buy up as much as possible. I was just telling Nicole we lost 2 properties that we had been eyeing because now people are slowly starting to see what we're doing and snatching them up. So we don't want to let any more go.
Right. So are you now? Of course, you're still obviously buying. Now, are you only buying lots, and are you only buying in East Point?
Well, right now, yes. Until we finish what we're doing in East Point, we're kind of staying focusing in East Point right now. There's so much opportunities here that we started, that we want to be able to continue it before others try to take over our territory. And I mean that literally, others.
Okay.
And I think too, Glenn. we gonna say the part 2 for that on tonight. So, you know,
Okay.
Right now it's the PG. Yeah. We can get rated R at 7 o'clock.
See, listen. We can't blame it on the alcohol on this show.
Exactly. No.
No.
But I also think a part of it too, like you said, Nicole, is that you know, other people are starting to come in and they're doing stuff, but we want to, like, at this point, we know the neighborhood, like we connected with the neighbors and the people, and I think they know we're not just in it just for money, but really just to see the neighborhood just come around in general, you know?
Definitely. Okay.
Man, I think that's a really big thing, that even when we met with the councilwoman for East Point, and she kind of asked us, you know, are y'all just here to make money, or do y'all care about us and care about this neighborhood? And we're like, no, that's why we're here. That's why, you know, when we see the people walking down the street, we, you know, put them to work, or, you know, we talk to them, have a conversation, ask about their kids and their family, you know. So it's more than just making money. It's really like Nicole said, building back a community, and, you know, having them have somewhere to feel proud of to live, you know.
I think it's okay. I mean, you know, the helping the community and making money can be synonymous with one another. You know,
exactly.
I think, okay, you know, I mean, of course, you're helping, and I think it was somebody that posted. I can't remember who it was that posted that. Just as you guys are talking about, you said the neighborhood was desolate. There was nothing there. Years from now, I'm talking 20, 30 years from now, when this cycle is probably happening again, those houses will be what you put there that brought that neighborhood from where it once was to where it could eventually be.
Exactly.
And you all made that happen, right? I mean, who knows? However many houses you put there, 2, 3, 5, or 10. Even if it's just one, it helped with taking away the potential crime that would have happened.
That's
right?
exactly what I said as well.
So you are contributing, and it's okay for you to make money doing that.
Yeah,
exactly.
I agree.
Because long after the money is made and gone, the impact of what you did in that community will continue to be there. You know, I think it's okay to be compensated at least for a little while for that.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it's totally okay.
Yes.
Yeah. But you listen, my hat goes off to you all. I have not personally myself done a full, ground up development. I said I'm going to get into it this year. I've been busy the last couple of years doing more education and things like that, and wholesaling in different areas of the country. So it's time for me to get out and get into the field with you all, and get this going. Because I do see it is a trend now that's happening in a lot of different areas of, especially Atlanta. That new development is happening, and I want to be a part of it.
Well, I think too, you know this too,
for a while
in Atlanta, Glenn, that the prices of houses to buy, to renovate, are so high now.
Yes.
I mean, they're selling as is homes sometimes at $200,000.
Close to retail, yeah.
So exactly, you're so close to retail. Why not buy a lot for a quarter the price?
Absolutely.
It might seem, like you said, in your head a little more work, but once you really learn it and get a system down, you're able to control the costs. You're able to predict, okay, this is going to cost this much. This is going to be this much. All right, we paid this much for materials last time. You can start to get your own system going that actually makes more sense,
right? Exactly.
Than buying a rehab, just because I think that's a thing too. I would hate to see a new investor think that they're buying a good deal and get upside down in it because some wholesalers sold them a pipe dream.
Wow. Yeah, just talking about that this morning. You're absolutely right. And then you're able, like you said, you're able to control those costs a little better because pretty much what you're going into doing it. You know,
Mhm.
you're not opening up walls, finding termite damage. You're not, you know, finding foundation problems after the fact. Like all of these things in the beginning, you control those costs because you're developing it from the very beginning.
Exactly. Yeah.
Great stuff.
Absolutely.
So I'm definitely gonna have to, you know, follow you all around and, you know, find out what y'all doing, you know, once I get ready to get into it. Um, you know, again, my hat goes off to, you know, the things that you guys are accomplishing. Um, so I want to give you all an opportunity to share with the folks how they can get in contact with you. And I put the address in the comments, but I want to make sure you all share the address and everything again. And then we'll come back again with part two. Maybe by then we will have come up with a date where we,
Exactly.
you know, the training that you guys
Yeah.
are talking about
Yeah,
doing.
we're about it. I think the easiest place probably to find everything is actually our website now, because it's live and launched. So it's www.ureig.net.
Yep.
And you can on the website see past projects. You can see current projects and future projects in development. You can sign up for consultations, whether it be for project management services, marketing services, contractor services. You can contact us through any of our social media pages, so Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, you know, however, you know, whatever platform you use.
Right.
And those are all the same. I'm sorry.
Or I would say, or even just send us an email, and we could reach back out to you that way. So.
Okay. Good deal. Okay. Anything else with your infinite wisdom that you all want to share with the folks before we jump off?
Nicole?
Stay focused and stay strong and stay determined in what it is that you decide to do, whether or not it's wholesaling, rehabbing, developing, whatever that decision you decide to make, just stay focused on that, and you'll see a much clearer path.
Yeah. And I just want to kind of piggyback on that too, and kind of tie in like what we kind of start around with is have a team around you. And just always know if you're the smartest person in the room, that's not a room you want to be in.
Absolutely.
That's how I always feel. And always be willing to learn. I think that's a major thing is I'm always constantly learning new stuff. Even now, every day, you know, something new is being learned or taught or so I think making sure that you're open to that is really important. That's the only way you're going to get better, you know, so.
All right. Continue to grind and continue to grow. Great stuff.
Yeah.
Listen, I want to make sure we remind the folks that tonight,
Yes.
Wind Down Wednesday is happening.
Yeah.
What's the direct way, or is there a direct way? I guess through your social media, people can chime in to watch
so
that.
they can tune in. Obviously, if they're friends with us on Facebook, you, Nicole's or myself's Facebook page. But we do also stream it as well from our business pages. So you can, if you're on Bria Marketing and Acquisitions or United Real Estate Investment Group, you can find it. And then I usually at least try to share it to a couple groups as well. So like Real Estate Connections, Wholesalers R Us. You usually can check it out if you're friends of those groups. And just join in. We love people to comment, tell us their opinions. All of our opinions don't always match, which is okay. You know, that's what makes the show more interesting because we all have a different view and outtake on stuff. And then along with us as well, we also have Shelly Ann Campbell. She's going to be on with us tonight.
Who was that?
Shelly Ann Campbell. She's an agent. I think she's with the brokerage with Sharon Henry.
What's the name of the brokerage?
Shelly's a superstar.
Exit Realty.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So she'll be on with us tonight. And she actually DM'd me last week. We were chatting and she was watching the show and she was like, "Ooh, I want to say this. Ooh, I want to say this." I was like, "Okay, yeah, you got opinions. You got to be on too." See, that's how we like it. We like that interaction, you know, because it makes you think about things in a different way.
For sure.
Absolutely. All right. Well, listen, folks, thank you again for taking the time out of your day. I know y'all can be building like 2 or 3 or more houses in this time that I had y'all to But listen, you guys are certainly two of the people, guys and lady are certainly two of the people that I have a ton of respect for.
Thank you so much.
You know, I'm always excited to get a chance to talk to you all because I know it's always going to be some wisdom imparted, and some education and knowledge imparted. And you know, as I agree 110% what Marcus said. I'm always a student first. You know, although I've been doing what I'm doing a long time, I never pretend to think that I know everything because
Of course not.
the minute you know everything, you can't learn anything else.
Nope. I agree.
Right.
But thank you all for continuously doing what you do and continuously
Thank you.
setting the bar, you know, for the inexperienced as well as inexperienced or as well as experienced people to raise to get themselves to the next level.
Exactly.
And I'll see you all again with you all on your show tonight on Wednesday Wind
Yes.
Down. Y'all folks that are watching, make sure you tune in. And this has been the Real Life Real Estate Investing Show, where we talk about real life real estate situations, but we bring you real life real estate solutions.
All right. I look forward to you.
See you
All right.
tonight, Glenn.
See you tonight,
Thank you,
Glenn.
guys.
All right. See y'all tonight. Have a good one now.